So my name's Wesley, I'm an animal rights activist. I've been doing activism since I became vegan, which was 3 years ago. So I've just made it inside the factory farm, and also it is a slaughterhouse where I am as well on the same site. And I'm just trying to get myself involved in as much as I can for the animals and be able to project their screams and cries into plain English so people can understand it.
And I heard of you from an article where it was described how you rescued a pig. Do you want to say something about that?
And just take a look for yourself. In the most cramped positions, cramped conditions. And look, they're covered in their own piss and shit. And all they've got to stand on are these wooden slates so they can piss and shit through it. Look how cute they are. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, so last year I saved a pig from a factory farm, the first open rescue in the UK. And I felt, enough was enough, and the exposure of these factory farms, it's so vital to get them out there and show the stories of these innocent individuals that are going through the pain and suffering. So it's so heartbreaking to see individuals in these sort of conditions and just knowing that they're going to get their throats slit just because somebody wants a bit of bacon or a fucking sandwich. They don't even have space to fucking lie down and lay on top of each other. I went in openly and directly and saved a pig from one of the factory farms. So I've just gone and rescued one. I could not leave someone there. I couldn't carry them all, but I knew I could carry one. This beauty has just been rescued. So we're travelling across this field to get to my car. How are we going to do this, little piggy? How are we going to do this, my mate? Hey, what are your thoughts? What's the plan? And I shared that with my family and friends, and then that went across into the media, and I unfortunately got arrested for it. However, I just brought more media attention, so there was way more positivity that came out of the whole thing for it.
So how did you get the idea to rescue a pig?
So I've rescued animals anonymously before, and I was looking at stuff online with other activists using platforms like YouTube and Facebook, and I was realising how much of an impact they were having on social media, but just by talking to people and connecting people with themselves. And I seen other footage of a factory farm, and I thought it's so vital to get this footage out and share it to the people, and because they deserve to know where their food is coming from. So that's what inspired me to go on and actually do it.
And you did it by yourself. How come?
Yeah, so I just went on with my phone. I've been on with other people before, but that particular one I was just on my own. At the time, I usually do rescues with my brother, but he wasn't available, so I just went on.
All right. Yeah, and yeah, you got quite a lot of exposure. I even saw an article in New York Times, I think, about the rescue.
I mean, yeah, it went pretty crazy. Just when in the UK especially, it was in every newspaper, and it got onto the BBC as well. But it was just so fantastic because it was connecting people that are still consuming the death and suffering of these innocent individuals. And I had people messaging me from all parts of the different countries as well. So it really went around the world, which was quite a surprise, because the intention was to change my family and friends with this footage, because if I was there they can connect with me easier, which will obviously help them connect with the animals. But and then obviously when the media outlets shared it, it just kind of exploded.
But how did it reach the media?
So yeah, I shared it online. Moby, the musician, he shared one of my videos, and that's when it started getting a lot of attention. And a couple of platforms online shared it, and then the police came around to my house and arrested me after, I think it was the Daily Mail that shared it, in their newspaper, and then the police came and arrested me, which just brought more exposure, and I think obviously the news outlets just wanted to get on it, really.
Right. And then you had a trial. When was that?
That was a couple of months ago now. I got done for theft. I pleaded guilty, and they gave me 100 hours community service, which is all now finished and done.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got some exposure during the trial as well about animal rights, right?
That's right, yeah. So thankfully they showed my video in the courtroom, which it was only working in my favour because, you know, the judge was watching it, the solicitors are there watching the video, and some of those were making a connection with it, and they even told me afterwards, and the BBC were there and the Leicester Mercury, and the lady came up to me afterwards saying that she was nearly in tears while watching it. Which was amazing because the activism just continued in the courtroom.
Yeah, that's the brilliance with civil disobedience, isn't it?
That's it, and it's so important, the civil disobedience as well, because we need to challenge these unjust laws, any unjust law, because if we don't do it directly and openly and coherently, then they're always going to be there in some unjust way, and they need to be challenged and by the masses, because otherwise we're all going to become victims of this system that is constraining and constricting our expressions to help others.
Right. Thank you so much, Wesley, for everything you do for the animals and the animal rights movement.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.